This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Are you ready to play 80s The Reference Game? Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare here with Let's End This, and this time it's Crossing Souls for the PS4. A game that was, I think, kickstarted, but was made a long time ago, then had to be kickstarted to be finished. And here we are, and now it's on the, I'm playing the PS4 version of the game. I probably could have done a playthrough of this whole game, because this didn't take me very long to get to the final chapter. It's kind of odd. This game's weird in a sense, because it feels like it got rushed in some points. Like, I don't know, like, I felt like the game was supposed to be longer or something like that, because some scenes, like almost get streamlined, like, super fast, and we're already at the final encounter. I don't know, like, maybe they ran out of money or something like that, or they couldn't extend the gameplay further than they could, so they're like, alright, we've got enough as we can, so let's just get right to it and get out of here. So yeah, right now we're playing as, whoops, wrong button. Playing as a group of kids trying to save the world. However, this is a little bit darker than some of your other stories, like Stand By Me or The Goonies or something like that, or the Explorers. This has to deal with, like, well, obviously this whole, like, all Let's End This. This is obviously a huge spoiler, so for those who want to play the game, obviously you probably shouldn't be watching this. But anywho, oh, there's that crazy, like, man who just pops up all over the game. We can never talk to him. I wonder what the point of him is. I wonder if you can even get to him. I don't know. Anyway, inside we get some secret stuff. Classified document. Received a new classified document. Check the collections for... Yeah, over the course of the game you can collect stuff, and as you can see here, we can collect VHSs, not betas. And yeah, you can see all the references: Star Trek, Star Wars, Rambo, Ghostbusters, Planet of the Apes, but yeah, it's also mixed with Gremlins, Scarface, Critters, Lionel Richie, which this is a weird reference, because this is a reference to a point-and-click adventure game called Dropsy, which is another Kickstarter game. I don't know if it's the same company or if they're friends with them or not, but I've actually played that game. It's basically a very, for the most part, a pretty easy adventure point-and-click game where you basically have to make everyone smile as a clown. But the weird thing about it is you look really creepy as the clown, sort of. It's kind of weird. And so, but you do everything you can to make people smile. And you think it's one of those games that's gonna have like a super dark, like, undertone under it, and there kind of is to an extent, but it's actually generally the guy wants to hug people and make them feel better. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, Michael Jackson. Bono, basically U2, and then a lot of just 80s references in songs. Then we got the video game references: Paperboy, Duck Hunt, Mario Brothers, E.T., Pac-Man, and Bubble Bobble. I don't know what the Japanese version of the game was, but yeah, this game is basically 80s the game almost. Like, they reference, like, any movie from the 80s is referenced. The plot has a lot of similarities to, like, Ghostbusters, has a bit of Stand By Me in it. Back to the Future has almost kind of a level dedicated to it. They have some enemies that basically straight up copy enemies from other games. Like, I don't know if I'll run into them, but there's Mausers from TMNT in here, around here somewhere. I don't know if it's like they don't know how references work or something like that. Like, they're just blaringly throwing them out there everywhere. So it's like, just throw a reference out there, they'll get it. It's funny. That's the problem I had with the original. When I played it, the first impressions, it was like I get that they're trying to reference the 80s, but it was almost like too much. I was like, dude, you need to just chill. Like, you have too many references, and they're back to back, and they're not subtle or clever. They're just throwing them out there. So I don't know, man. You can tell these are, like, newer developers in gaming. Like, they don't know how to be subtle or genuine about it. It's just throw everything 80s out there. It just makes sense. And it's weird that the game, like, tries to see itself as a comedy, but it tries to be serious at times too. You know, comedy with, like, some of the jokes and the references, but then it tries to have a serious game behind it as well. And some games can do that fine if it's clearly separated, like Yakuza or something like that, but in this, it's just too many tonal shifts, you know. I'm almost, like, at first I thought there was going to be, like, kind of like a PG, like an 80s version of a PG movie, and then all of a sudden characters die, And you're like, well, not that I don't mind characters dying, it's just I didn't think that's what the tone of the game they were going with was. And then they actually cursed a couple of times in the game, which actually surprised me the first time. I was like, what is this rated? And I found it was rated M. I was like, oh, okay. Let's see. Radical Mix, we get more. Oh, you got all the musical cassettes of the game. Nice. Most of the achievements in the game are pretty easy to get to. I don't know if I'll get every single achievement by the end of this. I usually don't go on my trophy hunt if I don't really like a game or I'm impartial to it, but if they're pretty easy, then I'll consider it. And for the most part, these have been pretty easy. So I had to restart the game because I missed a collectible, but it didn't take me that long at all to get it. So I was like, all right, I'll just replay the game. And it took me like 10 minutes of going through it to get back to it. So, you know, like I said, I don't even know how many hours it took me. It didn't take me that long, maybe like 3 hours to get through the whole game. Like, it was pretty fast. And that's if you just barely skim the dialogue, you know. Oh, there's the Mousers from TMNT. And they're called Mousers. They clearly say the name Mouser. It's like, aren't you supposed to, like, slightly change the name for, like, humor's sake or something like that? Like, oh, that's a Ratzer or something like that, you know. But no, they call them Mousers. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot you have to have energy to... But this game's so easy for the most part that I never really worry too much about my health, you know. I guess I should, just because we're near the end of the game, but I think there's supposed to be another... Yeah, there's a box in there I have to get. So we have to go back into this chest, but... Yeah, right now we're in the final area, the fortress of the villain himself, who basically worked with the god Set to give him all these souls so he could basically take over the world, of course, you know, that type of thing. So we're trying to stop the bad guy from taking over the world. It's O'Russ's ship, the same one Charlie got in. I think I forgot what voice I gave this guy at the beginning of the game. It's like, oh, it's O'Russ's ship, the same one Charlie got in. I hope she's safe and sound somewhere in this complex. Charlie's the typical tomboy girl character in a lot of those stories that joined your team. Yeah, a lot of the characters are pretty much tropey, which I get the idea what they were going for. Was, you know, obviously they were referencing Goonies and all this other stuff, but I don't know, they didn't do enough different to make it past parody. It's almost like, oh, we're just pretty much making these characters from these movies, and that's pretty much it. So I'm not really sure what the tone of this game is in terms of like what they're trying to reference and what they're trying to like really do. I mean, I think the gameplay itself is pretty solid for the most part, but I don't know, like the comedy and the references kind of almost turned me off to this game, just because it's so blatant. But I think that's a problem with most modern developers when they make games that either reference old games or make games based in an era, and they tend to forget like all the other stuff of that era. Like, you know, the era of the 80s wasn't all gumdrops and lollipops. Yeah, it had a great aesthetic for the most part, but you know, whoops, I actually didn't mean to heal that part. So, oh right, I can't actually go through the doors yet because I don't have my ghost seeing item right now. We lost that a couple chapters back, I think, or no, it was a chapter back anyway. Somehow all this equipment is plugged into those pink tubes. That's what the internet is, a series of tubes. More puzzles, more simple puzzles. Yay! Woo! Woo! Although the game gives you so much healing that it's like, even if you fail these puzzles, it's like not difficult at all. I thought there was a... I don't remember where every single collectible is. I thought there was a collectible like back in a corner somewhere or something like that, but I might have already missed one too, for all I know. So, there, how do we get? Oh, it's not a wall. I can just walk through it. For some reason, I thought that was a wall. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to jump around this thing. All right, what do we get? Oh, we get a key. Okay, I thought there was a secret over there or something like that. And you can almost tell that there's a rush because, one, we only have 2 characters right now at this point in the game. Whoop. I could have easily flown over that. I don't know why I didn't. Because Matt, the nerd character, which weirdly enough, Matt kind of looks like me when I was a kid. Not exactly, but pretty close. You know, I had the blonde hair, glasses. You know, I was the nerd. Not a smart nerd, unfortunately. I was just a regular nerd. There's a difference. Well, actually, there's the nerds and the geeks. Maybe I was more of a geek. Because there's different classes of, like, there's people who like a genre that are semi-intelligent, and then there's the people who are, like, super smart that are into nerdy things, and then there's people who like nerdy stuff but aren't actually that intelligent. I kind of go into the somewhat intelligent, but not really, if that makes any sense. I think there's supposed to be a secret around here. Well, it's not like I couldn't replay this game off screen after I beat the game just to finish the rest of them off, you know. Get that dopamine hit from the collecting stuff, so. Alright, let's go on to the next floor, I guess. Alright. Oops. Oh, we can just open that one. Okay. Oh, ho, there's some people in here. Lots of secret files. Vietnam, Project D. Well, according to this game, Vietnam wasn't that long ago. It was like more than a little over 10 years. Yeah. This lock needs a key. Nope, can't get in there. Alright, let's go. Let's go through the aqueducts like we're supposed to. What are those? Just wheels or blades? Those are probably fans. Gossip. Military Assistance Command, Vietnam, Project B-56, Sigma Intelligence, APO, San Francisco, 96307. I can barely read this because of how... I think it's supposed to be purposely blurry, but a lot of it was redacted. Special identification pass. The person who is identified by this document is acting under the direct orders of the President of the United States. Do not detain or question him. He is authorized to wear civilian clothing, carry unusually personal weapons, transport and possess prohibited items including U.S. currency, pass into restricted areas, and requisition equipment of all types including weapons and vehicles. I've heard there are like people who actually have these like these notices, like they can basically do anything they want for, well, it's like a few rare people. I don't know if they give them out anymore, but I've heard of people that have had these. Not this exact document, but the kind of the verbiage sounds familiar. If he is killed or injured, do not remove the document from him. I'll alert your commanding officer immediately. Okay. That's if he was killed in the base or whatever. No, we're in the... Actually, what are the... I assume those are fans and I can't go through that. Or I can. Oh, I'm floating when I do that. Hold on. Let me go this way first before... I think there's a mines if I recall. If I went through that, wouldn't I have just dropped down to here? What was the point of that? Anyway. I get another gold key. Alright, what's this? Was that Vietnam or something like that? Oh, there's that one guy that was in the gossip thing. Actually, let me see what happens if I go up in there. Oh, yep. That was pointless. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no. I don't know why I walked into that thing. That was dumb of me. The whole complex is on alert. War is imminent. We have to hurry. Yeah, apparently he's set once the undead to rise up and to fight all regular people. That's pretty much what's going on here. So we're here to stop it. You know, we're here to shoot bubblegum and kick butt, and we're all out of bubblegum. You know, I'm surprised they didn't make a They Live joke somewhere in this, or reference in this game. At least I haven't seen it yet. So okay, we can't go through those. Oh, I can actually observe these. Oh, open. There must be a way to open this. Maybe, nerd. I bet his favorite movie is Return of the Nerds. Actually, there's a lot of references that you would think they would make that they never make, which is odd. Maybe it's because they're not, like, kosher or something like that. But, or they just choose, or these people only looked up what is popular and don't actually know what was generally popular or well known in the 80s. Because some stuff that we think was popular in the 80s wasn't popular in the 80s, you know. Or they say, or, you know, like, you know, a lot of people played D&D, but not everyone played D&D. Like, there's so many games that reference the 80s and say, oh, everyone played D&D. I'm like, no, they didn't. It wasn't that big of a game in the grand scheme of things. Heck, in the 80s, they called it the devil's game by some people. Luckily, that didn't do anything about it, but, you know, it's just weird. It's just, you know, it's like people who basically try to research the 80s without looking at the 80s, and they just assumed what was written was, I don't know what that is, a picture of a ghost, I guess? Let's see, nope, nothing else in here? Okay. We can't get in that room, there's some scientists. Oh, here we go. The Major has already initiated the portal activation project. So, what are you gonna do? What are you doing here then? You should be in the labs. I've come for the classified documents of the artifacts. I see, they're around here somewhere. I don't know if that affects us at all, but... Oop, what's this? Classified. Oh, I think we ran into this guy earlier. Well, as a boss fight or something like that. Oh, wait, no, this is someone else. Never mind. Dr. Spiegel? Spagum? I can't really tell. No, never mind. He's one of the villains. Well, I mean, we fought a villain, but it wasn't... Oh, here's a chest. Sedinator. You've received a new VHS film of the basically Terminator. Okay, so we're just missing another game and a document. So hopefully I'll fight him. Like I said, just because as recording it, it's not taking me that long to get through this section. So woo, flying over the fans, not getting bladed to death. You know. Oh yeah, Matt can float, by the way. If you're wondering why he's. Oh, there's Set down. I don't know if you can tell him down there. There's like Set, and then Osis, the god of the dead, or something like that. Let's take this goo. Oh yeah, I guess I could quickly just go over the profiles of some of the characters. There's Osis. He's the judge of the dead, and I guess we don't have a profile of his brother yet. But Set is he'll probably be right here. And yeah, here's some of the ghosts that we fought in the game. Bosses. Let me guess. I wonder if these people watched Ghostbusters, because there's the librarian from Ghostbusters, almost the type of encounter, and then Vigo Sarducci or Vigo the Carpathian. Like it's so blatant. Like I don't know what to say about it really. What other references are here? I know these guys are a reference to something, but I can't quite put my finger off the top of my head. Maybe Butch, not Butch Cassidy. Maybe Starsky and Hutch or something like that. Maybe. Let's see. I'm trying to remember whatever. Oh yeah, this is basically Doc Brown. They randomly put a time machine in the game, and not as a side quest or some spin-off thing. It's in the game, and then they say, "Oh, why don't we just use time travel to stop all this?" I'm like, "What do you mean? That would easily beat the game." And I'm like, I don't know. This game tries to put so much sci-fi elements into it. It kind of contradicts what type of story they're trying to put. You don't put time travel in a game if time travel is not the big thing, unless the whole game was just a straight parody, which it isn't. This game takes itself way too seriously for the story for what it is, to be able to say that, to use that as an excuse. And it throws like aliens and gods and then the undead, time travel, and I don't think it works really. Yeah, this guy runs a comic book shop. Randall was part of a group called the Purple Worms, I think it was, which the head of him, or Purple Skulls. And we fought a guy called Quincy Queen, a very flamboyant guy who was basically the classic 80s bully character. Let's see. Shen Li is basically a reference to, what was it? What was his name? He was a character actor, played a lot of Asian mystic characters in movies back in the day, but I can't remember his actual, the actor's actual name. But Gremlins is the reference I'm thinking. It could be like Big Trouble in China and stuff like that too. But Herman, I'm not sure he's referencing, or if he is referencing anything. Not everything is specifically a reference. Oh yeah, there's the kids' parents and stuff like that. But unfortunately, a couple of the kids have died over the course of the game. Oh yeah, did I tell you some of the main characters die? That actually surprised me. I was like, oh, okay, we've got a story now that the kids actually get killed. I am surprised, game. You get a pat on the back for being ballsy, but why do I feel like they're going to do something where the kids come back at the very end of the game? I hope not, because that would almost kind of defeat the emotion that was set when the characters get killed or got killed during the story. I said it surprised me when it happened, just because I thought what would happen is they would be taken out for the rest of the game, like they would be on a bed or something like that, and they're like, oh, okay, they're just out of commission. No, they straight up just kill the people. Just they're dead. Oh no, we can go this. Okay, I guess I have to go through. Oh no, I have to go through this. I don't know what am I doing? My brain just like shut off for a second. I was like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Oh no, some of the lasers changed up a bit, so I have to go back through this thing again. That's why. That's why it was throwing me off for a bit. I think some new lasers got moved around or something, or not, and maybe I'm just insane. One of the two. I go column B. What else was going? Oh yeah, so the people who died were. I guess I could go over that really quick. Whoops! Oh no! Ah no! Wrong button. I hate when I do that. I accidentally pressed the options button on this and really quick. So I meant to choose the touchpad. So the characters that died were Kevin. He dies pretty early actually. I think it's at the end of chapter 1 or chapter 2 or something like that. He gets killed, and then Joe dies. He got shot, actually. That was actually surprising. He died from a gunshot wound. I mean, we knew something bad was going to happen because he was doing the whole, oh, I'm not feeling so good, but I'll continue on. And then he passed out from the wounds because they were in a place they couldn't go to a hospital. So they were basically in an area that was like, there was no way they could access a doctor where they were at. So he died of his wounds. So seemed almost kind of pointless, really, the way he died. Maybe it was supposed to be realistic like that, but I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the characters dying and stuff like that. It's just sometimes it seems like almost pointless, like when you do that. Like, what are you trying to show? Usually when you kill characters off, there's supposed to be a reason for it. Like, is it supposed to show the danger of the villain? You know, do they make a sacrifice to save their allies? You know, stuff like that. I think there's another, maybe it's later on in this level. I think there's supposed to be another collectible, like, somewhere in the general area. Or one that's, like, very hidden on, like, the tip of the area or something like that. I think, wasn't it? Oh, no, there's one. Oh, there's a... This is a guy who we encountered early on, and he was actually a boss fight. Although we didn't fight him specifically, we fought his minions. But anyway, get classified document. The last of that. I think I might have missed a treasure because I think this is supposed to be the final treasure in the game, or secret of the game, which is the classified document. Word is set, God of the End of Days. It looks like Rasputin on the cover. I guess I could read that really quick. God of the last regime is what was the worldly soul must obey until reaching its final judgment. Spread fear and terror where peace is established. Every believer in the word of the regime must offer a sacrifice to his Lord as an offering of the Day of the Dead. The most profound terror and eternal pain will seize those who do not embrace the world of Set. Praise be to the will of Set and of his holy warlord, O Rust, both on earth and in hell. This just got published? Like, aren't these guys just now doing this? Eh, whatever. Oh, there's a picture of, I guess that must be the guy and his kids. The guy whose name was Bronson. And I think he was trying to, either his family died or were captured. I think they were dead, and he joined this guy thinking that they were going to be resurrected. But Bronson, they tortured him to death. This is terrible. Major Russ has no mercy, not even for his own. Why would anyone deserve such a thing? Bronson seemed a different breed than Heartless. Heartless was the name of basically an Arnold Schwarzenegger clone in this game. I wonder why a man like Bronson would choose to join forces with the Major. Well, he's dead, so we'll never know. Unless we get our, you know, yeah, I think I missed a treasure, because I think there is supposed to be one in one of the previous rooms or something like that. Unless it's in here. Oh, there's a dead scientist. They look like the solitary confinement cell. Someone smells bad inside this one. Hunted chameleon. What? Is this what is this a reference to? Is this the thing, maybe? No? I'm not sure. There are some references that I don't quite remember off the top of my head. I could have swore like we could run through like one of these areas to collect a secret. Maybe I'm wrong in this case. Well, let's just continue on. I found most of the stuff anyway, so we'll just leave it at that. So there's a save spot, but I don't think I need to save it. The game's pretty generous on if you die, you can continue. But don't you think it's weird this is so empty? You heard the guards, they're all in a meeting. Yeah, but what about the drones? There aren't as many as I expected. I hope this isn't a... Let me guess, trap? Trap! Is that Heartless? Oh, wrong voice. Command sequence activated. Targets identified. Initiated removal protocol. Kill sheriff. Alright, so we gotta fight Heartless now. Sorry about that little cut. I had some weird editing problems. So, uh-oh. Wow. I don't know what's going on. That really surprised me, actually. Okay. Okay, congratulations, game. You did something that, like, surprised the crap out of me. Like, I was like, what is going on? Okay, we have to hit that. Luckily, I have plenty of healing, so it's not that big of a deal, but that did surprise me a little bit. Now we go and hit a couple of times or whatever. Uh-oh. Woo. Okay, now that I'm, like, kind of aware of what I'm... Oops, I ran out of juice. Unfortunately, in this game, you only get, like... You only have so much, like, power or whatever. I probably should switch to Chris because he doesn't use as much power. Wow, I'm really just, like, sucking at this boss fight, aren't I? Usually the boss fights aren't really that tough, so I'm kind of surprised I'm even taking as much damage as I am. Well, with how much healing I've got, I could probably just kind of burn my way through this whole encounter and not really suffer any major events, you know. I should try though, because you know you never know what'll happen. Now, and it looks like it's one of those areas where if you stand on a spot for too long. Huh, I died. Well, that's surprising, actually. Alright, we'll try that again. Kudos, game. You actually killed me for once, because I wasn't paying attention to my healing. You don't think it's weird that this... never mind. I was gonna re-say it again for some weird reason. I don't know why. But anyway, let's boss fight Heartless. Okay, so this time, now that I'm not like... I just have to be a bit more careful with jumping around. Yeah, you can only stand on any of these platforms for very long before Heartless. Yeah, Heartless was the one who basically shot Joe. Well, he himself didn't, just him and his allies did. No, you only get to shoot him once before we have to do this. I'll give the game credit for making me actually have to move around in a boss fight. Sometimes you can kind of just shimmy through boss fights pretty easily for the most part. I wouldn't say the game is super easy, but it is easier than you expect. What? No, dang it. Oh, there goes the heal. Oh yeah, he's gonna do that laser thing here pretty soon if I recall. Oh, whoa. Okay, that's... Get away from those crazy lasers. Nope. I'm waiting for everything to fill back up so I can hit him with my gun. With my gun. I guess you only get to hit him once. Okay. Yeah, probably should do it again. Just because I've been doing a pretty poor job at the beginning of this. Yeah, good thing I'm not trying to like speed run this or like do it in no hits or whatever. I could never do that. Even as good of a game as I could be at a game, I would never be able to do like a no hit run on anything. I would get too not tense is what I'm thinking of, like skittish maybe or something like that. I've had that happen where I clearly know what to do, but I still mess up at times. Nope, didn't make it. Yeah, it's kind of weird with this fight. Like, I wonder how it figures out like where I'm, like where I can fall. Because the way that the mechanics work, as far as I'm aware of, it's supposed to put me to where I can a location that I can jump to or get to. You know? Sometimes it's almost better just to like fall in the lava. Bro, I think we only need to do one more hit to finish him off. So. That was pretty gruesome. We shot him in the heart. I'm not sure what reference I should make there. Like, isn't that a song like "Shot in the Heart" or something like that? What an abomination! Are you okay, Matt? I think so. Thanks for asking. Hey, Chris, yeah? It's just, sorry about before. I'm just a little overwhelmed, Chris. I never believed in anything. I never believed in anything I couldn't explain with my own words. All this, the underworld, the Do-It, Osis, Seth, this is all too much. I know, Matt, but you'll have to sort it out later. What I mean is that, what if this Osis is playing with us too? What about those judges we met on the way? Are we some kind of toys of fate? ... I feel like I don't have any control over what I do. Does it matter if I decide to act or not? Isn't our destiny already written? Why even bother? Yeah, most people have been figuring that out. That's what philosophers have been trying to figure out their whole lives. All I know, man, is that we are the only ones capable of changing the balance of that destiny. If we don't do something, no one will. I get what you're saying, but... We get the sacred beetle for being heartless, symbol of the resurrection of souls, amulet of the gods who long for the eternal return to life, deities whose belief praise the sun and its recurrent cycle of life and death. Ah, sun bros. Alright, now where are we? Well, we're somewhere. I wonder where Charlie's at in this whole thing. She grabbed onto a ship and ran off when she got caught on the ship, so... But, after, like, a couple of the characters died, I almost thought the theme of the game was actually all the kids were going to die at one point, but probably get resurrected, because that would be almost super dark for this game, but I thought that would be kind of neat, but I don't think that's where they're going with that, but I would have liked it if they did, but oh well. Uh-oh. Matt, look out! Yep. We're separated. Ah, it's a trap! It's a trap! Shit, can you turn it off? They almost never curse in this game, weirdly enough. It was almost like unnecessary. Like I think they've cursed twice in this whole game. It's been by the kid. It's been by him. No one else. Not even the adults have cursed us out. So it's like, why even have it then? I mean, well, okay, so if you curse every other second, it shows like a form of immaturity because you're just using it because it sounds cool. Like, play the game Bulletstorm if you want something like that, though. Although that's almost funny because that game was written by, I think it was a Polish company who just wrote words that they thought were interesting in English, and they found out like later on what that actually meant. And they were like, "Oh God, we're sorry, we didn't know that." It's just kind of funny when you read the story about it. But no, I don't see anything. It's being powered from another site. Okay, it's all right. Don't worry. I'll find a way out. I'll come back for you. The damn faulty tower's gone off again. Uh-oh. Minions. Are you sure it's not something serious this time, Biggs? Let me guess. The other guy's name is Wedge. I doubt it. If it is, you deal with it. I'm on break. We don't have time. Oh, it's okay, Matt. We'll meet up later. Don't let them see you. Don't worry. You have to all chummy when the fact is 2 of your friends have died in this adventure. 1 did get shot. So, like I said, tonal issue is like, I don't know. There's just something missing in this game. Like either the writing needed a bit more tweaking or something like that, or maybe it became dark all of a sudden when that's not what they were going. I don't know. Maybe let's talk this. Let's see. This thing looks like a pressure compensator. These people are condensing a kind of pink matter. Kind of reminds me of Ghostbusters 2. It's the time that which souls are made. Vital energy, young man. We can do great things with it. Why are they not, like, curious of why I'm running around here? They also have good health insurance. Oh, they do they? What's this? What I would have given to handle one of these. Here, you can handle one of these and more. Gross. Wow, this is incredible. I don't know what. It's incredible. It's incredible. What's that? Employee of the month. What are you staring at? That's creepy. Yeah, there's a couple of times in the game where you meet someone similar like this, like on random pictures and stuff like that. I don't know what it's referencing, but it's silly. Anyway. Imagine bringing minds as extraordinary as Einstein himself to life. We'd build the society of the future. But would we ever grow as a species if we kept bringing back old intelligences instead of trying to bring about new intelligences? So your Bauer, eh? Your discoveries of the duet functioning have been very useful. We owe you a lot here. So because of this nerd figured out how to utilize the duet, everyone's like, hey, good job. You helped make the bad guy's job easier. Hello. Ah, we've been waiting for you, Mr. Bauer. Me? Waiting for me? Of course. You'll find the best of the best in these laboratories. We have some of the most elite scientists in the world working for us. We were waiting for you to make you a proper offer. An offer? You can't refuse. Why are you so surprised? A mind like yours must be nurtured, respected. I'm talking about an offer in the new world. With your help, Mr. Bauer, we can build the greatest society ever dreamed of. But the Major wants to completely destroy the world. He captured our families. Ah, poor thing. Is that what they told you? Your family is fine. They are perfectly safe. In fact, they're working for us in other facilities. But I saw them being captured. Atlas's methods were not the best. That's why he has been punished. He had no manners with our guests. Well, it's a pity you don't want to join our lab. Don't worry about it. Take a look around. Let the facts speak for themselves. I'll be in the next lab. I'll be in the next lab. I don't know, I just went in color code and stuff. I always want to say it like that, so. There's a hybrid goat situation going on here. A goat! I remember my neighbor Sid had one of these. I don't know if that's supposed to be a reference to the Toy Story Sid. I know, I've seen the kid they're talking about, but he wasn't a major character right now. That's all. Matthew Bauer, we owe you so much, sir. Now they're showing me much respect. The future awaits you, my boy. Oops. Oh wait, what did he say? It wouldn't be proper laboratory without a test specimen. Yep, true. Can't do stuff on humans. So you have to do something somewhere else. So. All right. No, nothing from you guys. Oh, the big day is close. They're about to take over the world. I prefer Aunt Bison, but you know. You see, Mr. Bauer, our objective is none other than to live together in a community that is in harmony with the spirit world. Thanks to the duet, our cause is none other than saving people from death. But why? What do you want with me? Your intellect, young man. You've managed to decipher in a few days what would have taken us years. You've managed to use the duet without it consuming the vital energy of the manipulator. Extraordinary. But, my friends... Ah, yes, the cost of my progress, my friend. We have lost something on the path to enlightenment. But just imagine what it would be like if we have an eternal life devoted to research. Thanks to our work, the greatest scientists in the world could work without fear of death. Imagine all that could have been advanced in our society if visionaries like Einstein, Newton, Da Vinci were still alive. Da Vinci would freak out if he was still alive today. Holy crap. Yeah, anyway, there's something I want to see you to see. Think about it. What I've said in the meantime, young man. Well, we know he's a villain, but he's trying to do the whole manipulating the good guy, one of the good guys for their scheme. It's an honor to have you to be part of the birth of the new world. The new world, huh? The greater good? The greater good. That's. We are here. We're proving the human genome. How? One of the purposes of our research is the improvement of the human being. We study immortality. I have to say that the research of your mother, Dr. Heather Bauer, has served us well. It would be an honor to have her son here. Apparently his mother is supposed to be like a famous biologist or something like that. Gamma energy would... who would have thought it makes sense? The duet absorbed the energies of the beings with a gamma bar applied to this way to a single fragment of the duet. You get the same effect as if you had the complete duet stone thanks to our advances. I can't imagine the power... The whole duet and gamma bars together. Gamma crush! Every time I hear gamma energy, I always think of the original Hulk story. It was gamma radiation that turned him into it, even though gamma radiation isn't what you think it means. My entire career has been leading up to this moment. I feel so sad for you. No. And random... Our work here is very important. That's why I brought someone who can truly convince you to join us. Join our cause. What is it, our parents? Or Russ. I don't know why you'd bring him here, because, you know, he's the main villain. Major Russ! And he's definitely got villain music. I forgot what voice I gave him. Actually, I don't think I ever did, because we never met him in the first impressions video, so... is this boy Spiegelman? Yes, he is. Wow, I have to say that I'm quite impressed that such a young man discovered how to use the duet without its consuming vital energy. We have been working on this for many years. Thank you. Don't be afraid, young man. Although I certainly understand why you would be, the measures I have taken have been rather extreme. Many governments want to put an end to our plans. They don't understand that our project is for the advancement of humanity. But our families, Big Joe, Charlie... Yes, I see. I understand how you feel. The person responsible for these acts has been thoroughly punished. I assure you, as for your friend and your family, they are well. In fact, they are working with us on the project. True risks have been taken, but scientists like you must know that sometimes you must take risks in order to find solutions. Your family is fine, I assure you, and we can use the brain of yours to finish our plan. There are still issues we need to resolve in the long term. There's just one problem. What's that? Your friend. He doesn't seem to understand the gravity of the situation. If we don't carry out our plan, it'll be too late. Ask your friend to give up, and we'll take you and your family to the new lab. To your new lab. I'm not asking too much, am I? ... You can tell he's really weighing on this. And the fact he's got people surrounding him with guns. So, what do you say? Will you work with us on our project? Even though Russ looks truly evil. Well, of course, Matt has been suffering from, like, you know, the like, depression and confusion because of everything that's been going on in this game. So he's, you know, wouldn't be surprised if he maybe not fell for it, but he would have to at least play along. Because, I mean, he's not in a good he's not in a good situation, so. But we'll see what happens. So, alright. I always want to rush through stuff like this when I know that's not how you do that. Whoop, whoop. Alright, energy bar fill up again. For the most part, these aren't super difficult to... Until I fail to jump, and then they're super difficult, apparently. Okay, come on. Yeah, apparently I'm very bad at, like, figuring out the jump distance between things. Actually, I think one of these I can fall... Maybe it's one of these places that has, like, the secret item or something like that. Maybe. Oh, better heal. I guess I've been playing a little too loose with like, everything, because now I'm actually at a low healing bar at this point. Actually, it might be around here, actually. Because I remember looking up a collectibles guide just to see where everything was. And I think it might actually be around here. Whoops. Yeah, I really gotta start paying attention again, paying attention to my health bar and everything like that. There's some Mausers over there. Oh, I can't. Oh, for some reason I thought I could actually walk over there. That's why I was walking into the wall. I was like, oh, is there something over here? So I'm just making sure, because sometimes there have been chests like behind the like crates and stuff like that, like, you know, usually in corners like this and stuff like that. Is that it? Oh, there we go. Monkey Donkey. You received a new video game. Check the collection. Yeah, he's basically Donkey Kong. Okay, so we found all the secrets. So the only thing we're missing... There's that. There's the collections. Let's see, diary. That's just all the quests you can go on. They're pretty straightforward. Profile. Oh, we've only got a couple left. They must be bosses then. Heartless and Spiegelman. What does it say for Spiegelman? So the only one we're missing is Russ, and probably Set, I bet, is what we're missing. So and I think we'll get those naturally. Spiegelman was prodigy as a kid. He abandoned his university studies in science, referring to them as stupid and not very ambitious. He began to experiment using his own body, some of his advances in dead genetics, thereby demonstrating his confidence in what other scientists would call suicidal science. Russ saw in Spiegelman the key piece for his plans with the Duat Stone. After gathering a team of elite scientists led by Spiegelman, the IDW project was irreversibly put into action. And then this is the... I don't want to read every single character design for it, because oh god, I didn't realize that. I should have maybe paid a bit more attention there. And I got way too many of the other items, because I almost never use anything else. I probably should have, because some of them do stun and everything like that. So, woo. Jumping at the speed of sound apparently. Actually, does that take me anywhere? No. Okay. Didn't think so. Wait, what the? Can you actually jump on that thing? No. Wonder why I fell down then. I assumed it was supposed to give me enough oomph to actually, like, get over that, so. Alright then. Oh. Okay. I need to stop playing around. I'm running out of healing. And there were so many times in the game where like we were maxed out on healing. I couldn't use healing on my guys because I didn't have any room for it. So, and now I'm using it all because I'm just trying to get through this as fast as I can. I really should be playing it smarter. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. There we go. Now we're not being silly. There we go. Oh hey. Healing. I guess I could try using some of the items I have a lot more often instead. Like the oh, whoa. Ow. Surprised the kid could just... Am I really getting that close? Holy crap. I'm not talking about weird hit detections on that. Because I didn't even think I was that close to take damage from those, but apparently I was. I guess that's why the game gave us like healing thing for this, just in case we messed up or like I did. So. I still think this game is easy though, just comparatively. I played way harder like hack and slash games, and adventure titles and stuff like that. And there's not a difficulty mode on this either. It's just you play it as is. So I think they could have easily added a difficulty setting to this game. Oh, there's nothing else. Okay, never mind. But I don't know what it would have done. The only problem with some difficulties is figuring out like what to do to make it difficult. Because a lot of times people just, I wasn't that close to that. Oops. No, that one was my fault. But yeah, I wasn't close enough to that like light, and yet it just drew itself to me. I call shenanigans. Oh, come on! I jumped. Now I'm getting annoyed. And this is just because I'm trying to like rush through this as fast as I can. So I'm making like all the mistakes in the world. But overall, like I'd say the only difficult part of the game is there was one specific puzzle which you can browbeat through the puzzle, but I don't think the puzzle was thought out well enough, because I could swear that there was no good indication of like how to start the puzzle. Like it told you how to get to the solution, except it didn't give you the start of the puzzle. Oh, there's a lot of dead people here. Well, some are dead and then some are... Oh, there's Matt's parents right there. Matt's parents, don't worry, I'll get you all out. But yeah, there's some dead people there, the ones with the skulls. Let's see if we see Joe's mom around here somewhere. I don't... A lot of them are copies. Oh, never mind, we don't get a chance to check. She's probably here somewhere. What the... Oh, there's his parents. Are you doing the damn you to hell from like... Oh, no, I don't want to spoil it because everyone else spoils that movie so many times. Dad, Mom, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, Dr. Seuss. Damn it, Russ. He has you all wired. He's using your vital energy to power the duat. So that pretty much means they're dead, right? Because the... Oh, there's a... I see Charlie's dad there. He's the hick with the red hair, but it's cut out of the text box that's covering him. I'll get you out there, I promise. Oh, there he is, right here. Christopher, I have to find Charlie. But where is... Oh, there's Wyatt right there. He owns an arcade. Let's see. I don't think... Yeah, some of the models actually look familiar. They do a decent job of not having like all the characters look exactly the same like they do in some games, where they'll just copy the sprite work of a lot of characters and make them all look the same. I'm trying to see if I can find Joe's mom around here. But I guess for some reason they don't have her. Oh, is that her? Oh, I can't even tell that's her. She's being covered up by the thing. Miss Carter, I'm so sorry. Biggie Smalls? No. He's talking about Joe, the one who got shot by Heartless. Oh, we must be near the end of the game if we're getting all this healing, so. Yeah, I'll go ahead and save it. Why not? Save it on the final slot. Mainly, I'm doing it just to make sure I don't, I think I've got all the achievements of the game. I think anything I'm missing is story related. So I should get all that stuff naturally. Oh, my friend Matt, you'll be here to save me, right? Matt, you're okay, thank God. Who is that? Chris, we have to stop fighting it. What we're doing is pointless. How can you say that, Matt? We've come this far. We have to stop the Major. That's just it, Chris. We were wrong. I know it sounds hard to believe, but what the Major is doing is mixing our world with the Spirit Dead so that they can coexist with one another. It won't happen that way, Matt. You know it. Imagine being able to converse with the great scientists of history. Work with them side by side. Humanity would advance by leaps and bounds. They've brainwashed you, Matt. I can't believe what you're saying. It's true, Chris. Also, our families are already working with them. They told me that if I convinced you, they would take us with them. You'd think you wouldn't believe the guy just because of how much they've gone through throughout the whole game, but sometimes when people are at their lowest, they'll just believe anything to get away from it. That's a lie, Matt. I just saw them. This scumbag is using them to defeat the Duat. He's using our families as a battery so he can open the portal between the two worlds. What? That can't be true. It's impossible. You know he's the bad guy when he has his own boss music, or his own thing. Alright, we're done here. I don't have time for this nonsense. Spiegelman, get the boy. If he doesn't want to cooperate, we'll force him. As for you, you've seen too much. I can't let you out of here alive. No, wait. No more politeness. Uh-oh. I guess it's boss time against robots? Okay, cool. Or, I mean, it's an encounter with robots, and I guess more Mausers. That's still kind of weird. That's such a blatant copy of a enemy from another franchise. I don't know why. They were trying to change names for everything, but then Mausers is like the one thing they didn't change. Like, did they get the right to use Mausers as a name or something? Or maybe they just didn't care? I don't know. That just seems weird to me. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I probably should be trying to use items and stuff like that just to... Oop. Well, that did more damage than I expected. Uh-oh. Okay, better heal. Yeah, come on. Oh, I dodged out of the way. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that there's a dodge attack actually, or dodge action. You can tell often I'm not using it because I almost forgot that there was a dodge action in the game. Oh, damn brats! Uh-oh. He's getting serious, dude. What the? Did he go... Is he actually going in Bison on us? I think he is going in Bison on us. What is going on here? Whoa, holy crap, this guy does a lot of damage. Okay, time to do that again. Yeah, he almost... Well, he didn't one-shot me, but he did so much damage I didn't get a chance to react. So I had to do that all over again, so... Luckily, I can just skim through the dialogue, so... I guess I'll have to be using items here, too. I mean, it is O'Russ, one of the final bosses. I don't think he is the final boss, but I think there's him and one other. And obviously, for story purposes, it makes sense there probably is one more. Why didn't O'Russ just... He has... Well, O'Russ has, like, psychic abilities, so why didn't he use that on us? Like, during cutscenes during the game, he's always, like, grabbing people and basically force choking them like Darth Vader. So why isn't he doing that to us? Whatever. It's always the case where the villain, for whatever reason, becomes stupid. Like, even though they clearly have the ability to kill us from far away. It's because most people, story-wise, are lazy with the writing, so they don't want to actually write a smart way of, like, somehow avoiding these confrontations. Oh, right. Probably could use that bomb. Do some damage. That's a lot of damage. I'm seem to be doing a very poor job of, like, utilizing... Oh, yeah, I gotta remember dodging also requires energy. Yeah, there's a blue energy bar underneath the hearts that indicate like how often you can do like either jump, attack, or some special thing. So, I guess he's gonna go all melee on us. I almost thought it was gonna be like a, oh, I didn't know there was healing. Although I couldn't access those anyway, so. Get too close. I guess I just got surprised by his initial onslaught, so it just I wasn't prepared for it. Oh, I pressed the button to heal. What the hell? Well, okay, the healing didn't work for some reason. I have noticed in the game that there have been some very minor bugs in the game. Not big deals, but I have noticed some like weird things. Like for some reason. When I had Matt in the group for like the longest time, I could never completely heal his HP to full for whatever weird reason. Like it only let me get to 2.5 hearts with him for some reason, and I don't know why. And I guess this is the case. I know sometimes where the game won't let me heal for some reason, even though I press the button, and I'm not in like a dangerous situation. So I don't know why that's happened either. So like I said, they're not game breakers. It's just, it's one of those things you kind of notice. You're like, hey, why is this working like that? Whoop. Oops. Wait. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I wasted those heals. I meant to use the... I could have swore I had it on the stun bombs or whatever they're called. Getting too tired. I did better the first time, dude. All of a sudden I got like lazy with my the fights. I gotta stop doing that. I think it's just I got frustrated. I got frustrated from losing to that guy, so, or like not even getting a heal, and so I'm losing face or whatever you want to call it. And I have all these like peril or stun bombs, so I might as well use those. So. I might as well try to use those bombs too while we're at it. But yeah, like I could have swore I healed when I was pressing the button and I had the item selected. So I don't know why it wasn't working for some reason. Did that even hurt him? Oh, I guess it did. Huh. That one didn't because it wasn't close enough. Oops. Oh, that's right. That hurt. That can hurt me too. Oh man, talk about pathetic. Like I forgot that bombs and stuff like that can actually hurt me too in the game. It almost never came up. That's why I wasn't even paying attention to that really. So all right, let's try this again. This is almost pathetic for me saying this game is easy. And it is easy. I'm just being bad about like my prep and play and everything like that. So it's user error, folks. User error. Now, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm not playing efficiently at this. So. Just because. Oops, I didn't utilize that. Now we have plenty of stun bombs anyway, so why not? I should probably get to use the bombs here just because they're all going to clump up together. Or not. Well, we saw the failure. Oh, because I hit him, that's right. Finish you off, you're pretty annoying, actually. Oh, got out of the way for you. Oh, we got a heart heal. Now let's actually not get hit by, let's not get hit by this bomb we set up. I kind of wish we were immune from our own bombs, just because, you know, but, oh well, anyway. Oh, nice. It actually does a decent amount of damage if you hit him with the thing. Oh, he got out of the way. Dang it. I wonder if he can be stunned. I don't think so. That'd be kind of weird. Yeah, he can't be stunned. That's fine. Whoop. Whoop. Yeah, probably should heal just in case. No, there's some more. Well, apparently you can't. Oh, you can bomb him, yeah, because it shows like right there. Whoop. Oh, you can't jump over that? Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, he's getting two first there. You have to be kind of careful about. There we go. Oh, dang it. Yeah, he is like getting really lucky with those hits. Yeah, now that I know his pattern, it's not so bad. It's really not a bad pattern, or it's not bad. Oh, I keep. Probably when he like starts charging at me is probably when I should set the bomb up so I can actually like. Ow. Probably should heal again. just in case. Oh, he's almost done. I mean, we know this isn't the final battle of the game, so, you know, or at least, unless the final battle is like isn't like a combat fight, it's like a like, you know, some story-based fight. Oh, come on! I pressed the button. Are you? Oh, that's kind of annoying me actually. And this fight isn't that hard. I pressed the button and it didn't work for some reason. I had it highlighted too. I had the healing highlighted. So I'll try it one more time and then I'll do just a complete run of this without any commentary on it, because that's kind of frustrating when you clearly have it and like something doesn't work for some reason. So I mean, like I said, it could be another year's error. I mean, it could be the controller. You know, I don't want to completely blame a game for it because you never know. But you know, because you know, programming is hard and all that kind of stuff. A lot of hearts though. No. Sorry, I was trying to focus more, but I seem to be just taking as much damage as before, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, come on. I keep getting hit by all the attacks because I'm not paying attention now. Because I got pissed because I failed the boss fights, and now I'm getting angry at myself and letting everything hit me now. There we go. Alright. Come on in, Mr. O'Russ. 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 Oh, come on! He keeps, like, I'm clearly dodging, and he keeps hitting me. Yeah, you can tell I'm getting that frustrated stage where it's like, you know, you get, like, maybe you get so close to an enemy encounter or something like that, and then you... Oh. And then I thought I had the bomb set up. Now, in that case, I was user error, though. But, yeah, when you get... It's what happens when you do really well on a boss, like... The first time you fight him, you're like, oh man, I've got him, and then you die, and then it just, like, you just get so pissed off because you lost. And you actually do worse for quite a while afterwards because you're in that, like, frustrated stage when you should technically turn off the console and give it a break or something like that because of what happened, but you want to go at it, like, immediately afterwards. Okay, I think we got this time, though. So it's not as bad as, like, a true frustrating fight. I'm trying to think of a good example of that, actually, where I got, like, super annoyed at a game like that. Okay, maybe one more. I'm really trying to remember. I know there have been. It was probably, like, maybe a Dark Souls-ish, like, game, or maybe, like, a hard mode for, like, another game or something like that. Like, Kingdom Hearts or something like that. There we go. This is what happens to those who dare challenge me. What are you doing? I was wondering when he's got force whoa! He broke his neck! Holy shit! All of your family, your friends, everything. All that's left is to finish the girl off. You think you could take me before she dies? There's Charlie. Charlie! Pay close attention. You're going to witness the birth of a new god. Oh, Ross, let us serve as an example for those who dare oppose my reign. Oh, he's powering up. It's over 9,000. Oh, God. Okay, you turned into a crystal monster. What the hell? Ah. Okay. We can talk about this. Oh, come on. I pressed the dodge button. I get so frustrated when I feel like I've done something that doesn't work for some reason. I assume I have to destroy those crystals. Oh, come on, I hit it. Nope, I flew too soon. That was my fault there. I guess I'm just really bad at timing things. Oh, did we beat him already? Go to hell. I thought you broke your neck. How are you talking, dude? Oh, Chris. Chris, I'm sorry. I didn't want it. Shh. Shut up and breathe. Calm down. You'll be fine. Just tell me later. Chris. We're friends, Matt. Best friends, Matt. Together. Always. Matt. What'd they do with his body, though? We have to finish this for him, for Big Joe, for Kevin, for the whole damn world. Quiet. The Major has begun his invasion. Listen, Charlie, we have to destroy this military complex to save the world. But how? I was gonna go with the Southern accent, but I forgot I gave her the Irish because of her red hair. Even though Southern because she's a hick. I'm just kidding. But I think I know how, but I need your help. Yeah, anything. You have to get everyone out. ... I'll see you out, okay, Chris? I'll see you out, okay, Chris? Promise you won't be long. We'll get out of this together. We'll get out of this together. I'll be by your side. Always. Always. We get the Anasati Cross. The Anasati Cross is most desired gift by the ancient Egyptians as it possesses infinite answers to esoteric mysteries. So what are we doing now? Oh yeah, the game during cutscenes likes to do that like type of like VHS I forgot what it's called, not film grain, or maybe it is film. Well, not film grain, but where it like has static and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess Chris finally got to kiss Charlie because the whole thing at the beginning of the game is like, oh gosh, I like her, but I don't know, and all this other awkward stuff, and then they finally kiss at the very end, kind of like in those old '80s movies or whatever. So, all right, let's save. Even though I have like no healing at this point, so. Maybe set will be maybe it'll be a puzzle fight or something like that. Then again, that's kind of what Russ's like crystal form was basically just getting him to hit into the location. So anything else really? I guess not. Okay. Huh. All right. Let's I guess with these switches. On. Okay. Now what do we do? Oh, are these all the items we collected over the course of the game? Oh, I don't know if they're already out of our inventory or not. Yeah, I guess we're putting these on there. Okay. Yeah, the green soul. The necklace we got. Another soul. Like the purple soul or whatever. The cross. The Ankh or whatever. Another soul. And then finally the triangle or whatever. I know what its actual name is, but I'm just being silly. Is that the, oh, we had to go downstairs. Yeah, too bad we don't really get a scene with seeing Matt in his ghost form or whatever. We did with Big Joe and his little brother, Kevin, but, Kevin! Warning, insufficient human batteries. Would you like to use your vital energy for teleportation? No? Oh, I guess we have to kill ourselves to basically save the world, I guess, or use up the rest of our life energy. So, yep. Let's do it. Process activated. There comes a time when everyone encounters the duat, returning to the beginning. There's only one way to fix this. Kind of reminds me of Total Recall with the whole putting for the greater good. The Total Recall with the whole putting your hand on that little thing there. Chris's heart, the human heart, the most humble motor of life. The heart is the most ancient treasure civilization has ever known. Its true power, however, has yet to be discovered. Oh, and I guess we're in the spirit realm or something like that. Or oh, there's one of the judges of Miate or whatever. Miate judge. We will not forget your integrity or your love for your lost brother. Yeah. I think we. Oh, Russ was the final boss. I think this is basically just story stuff now for the final bit. Your axe freed many wandering souls from the yoke of an evil spirit by sacrificing ourselves. Although a lot of other people sacrifice themselves too. Or stupidly so, like what happened with Matt, so. Many have paid the price for your foolishness. Our foolishness specifically? You always helped others, even when not incumbent on you to do so. Those masks do kind of remind me of like a old culture, like Incan culture or something like that, just the design of them. Or maybe even Egyptian. One last good act does not redeem an idle life. Really? I mean, shouldn't the fact that they want to redeem themselves at some point be worth something? You know, sometimes people need a call to action or something to realize that they're in a bad spot or whatever. Your courage has opened a door that only few have opened, one that had been closed for centuries. Yet a little kid from actually, where's this supposed to take place? California, I think, or something like that. A little kid from the USA figured it out somehow. The strength of your spirit has conquered the soul of many who followed your cause. Thanks for expositioning your whole story and how it all makes sense. The death of your loved ones weighs on your conscience. Yeah, it's also another thing. I don't know if they did the best job with the whole characters dying and reacting to it thing. I don't know. I feel like there should have been a little bit more, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Even in death, those whom you loved continue to follow you. Maybe I shouldn't be crapping on the game at the very end, so maybe we should just let it play out and see what happens. Redemption is the only way. Your sacrifice is profound. But is it a sacrifice? Is it? I guess it is. I don't know. Oh, there's Set. Hello, boy. I see you. What do we have? What do we have here? What the? Well, well, well. Welcome to my kingdom, human. Hi. You must be Set. I've come to end this madness. The arrogance of your kind never ceases to amaze me. Did you honestly think you could come here and stop me? Yes, I've come to stop your evil plan. And how do you plan to do that? Have you talked to my brother Osis? Or is it Osis? ... A dreamer, I see. Osis is wrong. There is no chosen one for this task. There is not a heart in the entire universe pure enough to extinguish the flames of my final judgment. I will pierce the veil that separates my world from yours and govern all the realities of the universe. There's nothing and no one capable of stopping me. Everything we've been through. No, I refuse to give up now. You
defeated the Major, but make no mistake, he did not belong to the world of the gods. Now his soul is mine.
Yeah, the set burps during that too. It seems legit. I'll finish you too, just like him.
Your innocence amuses me, but I think there is something you have not noticed. You're already dead. You sacrificed yourself to reach me. Now your soul and your existence belong to me, like those of all beings in this world. You are mine.
Silent reminds me of Shang Tsung or someone. No, that can't be.
I propose a deal. Place your heart on the scale of souls. If your heart is truly as pure, I will let you go. But you will have to see with your own eyes how I devour the world as you know it. If, however, your heart is not as pure as my brother Osis believes it to be, you'll suffer the most horrible atrocities from all eternity.
You can't do that, Jafar. I mean, Set.
Of course I can. I am not my brother, the benevolent.
That's not fair, whatever the outcome. Well, sometimes life isn't fair.
Whatever you do, your will is nothing compared to that of a god. The die is cast. I, Set, will prove there is no pure heart and no soul who can contend with me, thereby executing Chris, the one chosen by Osis to restore order to the eternal cycle.
Uh-oh. Who's that? I haven't come this far to give up now, Set. Oh, is this one of Set's minions or investors or something? Yep, here we go. How are... Okay. Guess we'll wait and see if we were a good boy or a bad boy. Were we a good boy? Bad boy? Or is that how that works? I'm not sure what. I know we're weighing a heart. Do we win if it's heavier? Maybe I should shut up during this scene. Did it make this scene so epic when it didn't really build it up properly to be? I don't know.
No, it cannot. Is it possible?
What's happening? I don't know. The trophy guide's gonna complete here in a second, so I don't know. I think it said a popular dude is what it said. Is the... There comes a time when everyone encounters the duat, returning to the beginning, because in a way we belong to it. But there are few before whom the duat bows, those who place benevolence and the perseverance of balance before everything else. And thus Chris gave his life to save the world, and thus is the end. Wow, that's kind of abrupt. Looks like all these names, they kind of look Spanish, perhaps Hispanic. I wonder if this is from a South American company. I know recently, within the last 10 years or so, a lot of game companies have been kind of popping out from South America. So I wonder if this is where this company comes from. But that can't be it. There's got to be like a little extra content, like a little epilogue or something. Ah, there we go. Wow, gosh, Grandma, that was a good story. Did Chris really defeat the monster? Don't be silly, Sean. It's just a story. How could a kid defeat an evil god? Yeah, it's almost like this is a fantasy game, a fantasy story or something like that. Well, I guess that's something we'll never know. Boo, come on, Grandma. Well, the truth is we'll never know what's on the other side until the time comes. That's why it's important to spend every minute of this precious gift called life with the ones we love. Enjoy life, laugh, love, and never ever reach the end of the road regretting something you didn't do. So did Chris ever regret anything? I don't know. A good storyteller you are, Grandma. What happened to Charlie? She hasn't been heard of since. I think we've heard of her, just in a different sense at this point. Ooh, a mystery. So what's the moral of the story, Grandma? The moral of the story is that this is all fake. That from what I see, what time period this is probably taking place in, kids listening to their grandma like a near open fire, Boo. I do not believe you, game. This is lies. All lies. They should be on their phone or playing a video game or something like that. Well, this isn't the moral, Sean. There isn't a moral, Sean. This story is like life itself. No matter what decision you make, whatever you choose life and live it. Thanks for the textbook example of how we should live life, lady. Well, how do we know we're choosing well? You'll know when you find happiness in small things. You'll find that your efforts, small as they seem, make the world a better place. And a day will come when you feel full and at peace with every decision you made, the good and the bad. You'll be ready for the journey. Journey? What journey? The journey home, silly. Come on, your mom will be here soon. Oh, Grandma. Boo, already? Days gone by too fast, Grandma. Come on, you'll have a safe journey back. Remember what I told you? Yes, together, always. That's right, Kelly. Take care of your little brother. I will, Grandma, always. Don't do what happened with Kevin and Chris. Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandma. Bye, kids. Love you. They didn't even set this up as being a story being told by a nerd person. So, oh, we get to control the grandma. Oh, good. I love controlling old people. Now, at this point, the final trophies what popped up, but I had a recording snafu, so I had to re-record this final part. Whoops. Oh, well. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, you can already tell who this is by this picture here. He won. In the end, he finally managed to overcome alcoholism and become a great dad. My dad. Yeah, this is Charlie. So, yeah, for some reason, she didn't want to tell her grandchildren that she was Charlie for some weird reason, so I don't know. I guess she's just a liar, like all old people are. No. Is there anything we can actually interact? I didn't actually get too far when I found out the recording kind of messed up, so whoops. Oh, well. Yeah, nothing here. So, yeah, I love playing. This is like the scene where Joe gets shot, and you have to move really slow because he's shot in a scene. I know it's supposed to be cinematic, but it was almost kind of annoying, despite it's supposed to be a very dramatic scene in this case, so... Yeah, I guess Chris saved the world at the cost of his own life. But what about the sacrifice of all the other friends? What'd they get out of this whole situation? But my kids give me so many grandchildren. We hardly fit in the photography studio. She's got to be Irish then, if she has so many kids. My grandmother loves her children and grandchildren the same, but it's able to have some favorites. Yeah, people tell you that like parents love all their children. No, they have favorites. They don't love all of them. I love them. No, you don't. Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to check if there was any... missing dialogue really pains me because it's like... I miss them a lot. Sound as strange as it sounds. Okay, just wondering if there was extra dialogue there. Alright, let's check anything else before we go. Probably have to go downstairs or something like that. Thank you, letters. They never stopped coming. From who? There was a time my father had to help me organize them. There were hundreds of them. Now the people who send them are children or survivors, even grandchildren. It's extraordinary. Probably from the event where the duet and all the one day war would have occurred, but didn't occur. Lucky for us, I guess. So at the cost of many. Yet Charlie's the one who survives. Really? No. No. Memories of my travels to Ghana with an NGO. It was there I lived one of my most enlightening periods of my life. NGO. Is that like the Peace Corps or something like that? My heart is with all of them. So she did some crazy stuff when she got... I guess after that event, you probably see things, some of the petty things being so small after surviving an incident like that. So you're just like, you know what? Let's go all out, buddy. With what we do. I don't know. Then again, if it was me, I don't know. I'd probably go back to the way things were after that. I'd be like, I want normalcy back after a point. But I don't know. I guess it really depends on the person. I'm just seeing if there's any things we can interact with. Man, we move so fast usually during the game that at this point it's kind of crazy to move so slow. Alright, let's see what she's got in here. Yeah, what do we got? I've never met anyone like him. Ooh. Oh, the picture? Or the cap? I think that's Kevin's cap. Well, who is Chris's little brother? That's probably Joe's picture of Joe and his mom. He was always there when I needed him. Yeah, I guess the way that their friendship worked was Joe and Charlie hung out quite a bit, and she was like, I guess she leaned on him for a lot of support, even though she was cared about Chris, I guess. But unfortunately, the game kind of just skims over stuff like that. Not that it needs to go into super detail, but like I said, I feel like this game was was cut, like, had funding or something like that where they had to, like, skip a bunch of stuff, it could have easily been a little bit longer. Because I feel like there's just gaps in a lot of stuff that feels almost incomplete. But
I think I'm too old to read my own handwriting. It's been so long since I wrote this.
I'm not even sure what that is. It's something, all right.
Studies on ultra-low frequency electromagnetic fields by Matthew Bauer, February 1986.
Too bad he died like shortly after doing that. By getting strangled by Vader clone.
For years, I collected every news source I could find. The Little Heroes of Chunga.
Yeah, that's the town they live in. Weird name for a city in America, but
when I look at this wall, it's like going back to all that. It gives me goosebumps. My friends.
That all died horribly. When I look at that, oh yeah, it's like, I don't know how you can, I know you can have happy memories of the friendships, but they died kind of horribly. Well, sort of. Oh, what's that?
I was always fascinated by his way of seeing things.
That's probably Matt's glasses. Why does she have his glasses?
Nothing could stop him.
Chris's bat. No, best friends. I think Kevin drew that, if I recall. Oh, no, it says Chris drew it, 1980s. Never mind. Oh, I guess that's how he saw Charlie. He's like, oh, Charlie loves him. Ah. There's Chris's jacket, I guess. No. Oh, that's the jacket she wore when she was a kid. Right.
How much I miss that little girl.
She misses her own little younger self. Oh, and there's her life support bed, I guess. So she doesn't even sleep in a bed. She just sleeps in like a type of couch.
Here it is. My great secret.
Oh, she's lived for a really long time because she's using the power of the duet. Boo! She's the only one that survives and everyone died. Boo! Seriously, I hate that. That's not cool. Everyone else died so she could live forever.
Time has come after years of research and investigation. It'll work this time. I know it.
Or is she trying to bring everyone back? Because I know, didn't they say something about that could also be used to bring people back, possibly, but to also increase their lifespan or something like that by a combination of like the spiritual and physical or whatever. Please place your index finger on the fingerprint scanner. Security system unlocked.
Okay, now the sequence.
Sequence correct. Entering connection valves.
Oh my god, it worked! It worked!
Value set. The connection will begin in a few moments. Take a seat.
Well, I guess it's time to start over. I've tried to lead a decent life. A happy life. It's time to go back to the girl I was. See you soon.
And then it just explodes and she dies. And we all clap. Oh, I guess she's in heaven now or the spirit world? I'm not sure. I know you could use the duet to view the spirit world, but it looks like she purposely, kind of like what Chris did with himself, she purposely left her soul. And, oh, I guess it's transitioning back to her younger self, as you can see there. So maybe we can finally run at this point. Oh, no, that's, she's going from old age to, I guess, middle age, and then back to her young self. Why would she want to be a teenager again? Do you think she'd want to be maybe like a young adult or something like that? Just a kind of a good combination between young and old. But no, it's because we've only got the model for oh, where can I move now? Keep going up, or? I assumed I was supposed to be going up. Like, all of a sudden the camera stopped. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, the fact that she isn't even in the game that much, really, when you think about story-wise, like, comparatively. So it seems like weird that she's the one who survives to the end. I forgot what voice I gave her. Hey, look! Charlie! Chris. Together always. Oh, they don't even give Joe and Madeline? Come on, man! Yes, together, always. And thus is the end of Crossing Souls, a hack and slash Kickstarter adventure about a group of kids that you think is going to be just some kid adventure, you know, kind of like Monster Squad or something like that, like maybe like a little bit of dark things, but then people start dying, and then apparently gods and souls and time travel and all that appear, and whoa, a little over the board. So, all right, what can I say about this game overall? I think overall it's not a bad game. It's for the most part, the gameplay works. It does what it needs to do. I had hardly any issues with that, other than like during that boss fight where I had some issues with healing, but that could have been user error, so I'll leave it at that. Music was, for the most part, pretty good. There were a few good tracks that I could remember. Some are forgettable, but for the most part, I think it worked for what they were going for. The kind of the wholesome Steven Spielberg type of music. You know, John Williams. I heard a lot of songs like that, but then it had some 80s tunes and tried to keep it in that genre. You know, and good boss themes and stuff like that. So I give a thumbs up on the soundtrack. Characters. There are a lot of cliche characters, but you know, obviously from what they're drawing inspiration from makes sense. But a lot of characters aren't in there for too long, and characters have like portraits and bios for them, but we only meet them like once. Like for example, like Matt's parents, we meet like once or twice, and that's it. Same with our parents, once or twice, and that's it. So it's almost kind of weird, like how they put this detail into some stuff and then not enough in others. And we don't have enough time to interact with them anyway. Not that we need to, it's just, I don't know, this whole game feels like rushed, like incomplete, this, like just story-wise anyway. Now, I know if it went on for too long, it would have overstayed its welcome. I assume this is all the Kickstarter. I missed reading the credits because I was talking, so sometimes I'm not focusing on what's ahead of me when I'm talking. Because I'm trying to think of what I'm, yeah, it's Kickstarter. It even says Kickstarter right there. So this is all the Kickstarter people who put the money up to get this completed. So, I mean, if I Kickstarted this, I think I would generally be, I think I'd be okay with what the final product is. But a person speaking this from the outside, I feel like it could have been expanded upon just a little bit, like a little bit of extra tweaking could have been used on it to kind of fill some stuff out, because it seems like some mechanics get introduced and then never come back. And I'm talking about from like what the characters could do as puzzle-wise, but those only get used briefly, and they make you think they're going to use them quite a few times over the course of the game. Especially thanks to that. So I don't know. I still think the game's good. I mean, I was really harping on it because the main concern issue I had with the game was like all the references to the 80s and not being subtle or kind of like clever about it, like being in the background. Like a lot of times it was like in the forefront, and it seemed just like it's almost like they didn't know how to like they didn't know how to use that reference stuff properly, like they were new developers or something like that. And also the story seemed almost too epic for what it was, and it didn't seem to almost flow. Like the whole, you know, fighting gods and stuff like that, that almost seemed like too much for this story. Like it felt like it didn't lead up to that properly. Like I said, the story was obviously more of a Goonies situation, but then tried to turn it into like Indiana Jones, or well, maybe not Indiana Jones, maybe something more than that, because they were actually fighting a god. So maybe like something from like science fiction, where they literally like Star Trek 5 or something like that. It's like, what's God need with a starship? That type of thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'm harping on this game too much, and this video has gone on quite a bit longer than I expected, especially because I did all of Chapter 8 back to back, and I took me a couple tries with the boss fight with Rush, which was what was the final fight of the game, because obviously the final instance is dealing with Set and Chris saving the world. Yet Charlie's the one who gets to live for like 100 years or whatever, and then gets to meet her friends. And obviously, she said goodbye to her grandchildren and then just died off screen or whatever, or she put her soul back. We don't even show if she goes back into her body or not. So she almost like dies off screen. Her grandchildren are like, well, we weren't there when you died. What's wrong with you? I don't know if that's what they're going for, but overall, I think the game's good. It's just like I said, there's a lot of things that disappoint me about like the story and too many references and stuff like that. And it could have been a little bit longer to like fill in some of those gaps, because like I said, too many story bits just like seem to skim by like almost immediately, and then some stuff stays around for too long. And I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I guess maybe I like the game because I want more out of it, but it just seems disappointing in some respects over others. So I don't know. What do you all think? Did you like the game? Did it convince you to play it yourself, or did you think, I'm going to hold off on that? By the way, I'm going to leave it here. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next game.